Welcome back to Planet Watch, where we bring you Virgo and the atmosphere and the weather, the temperature coming into this month. And
Right.
Mary Jane, Virgo is your sign.
Hi, hello, all you Virgos out there, and everybody else who wants to hear anything. We've got quite a month coming up, so
Uh,
we'll get into
let's
it,
get
and I'll try to
cracking.
help you navigate in here.
Oh boy. Sounds intense. Well, what's going on? I know there's a retrograde coming up, which we'll get to, but sounds
Yeah.
like it's going to be interesting this month.
Well, it is. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of uncomfortable, especially as September is typically a period where things are starting. You know, you're back to school, you're back to work, you're back to starting up maybe classes. Things are going on. New contracts get started at the 1st of September. So with this notion of getting, back in the fall mood and back in school and so on, it's just it doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel comfortable for making those kinds of decisions and those kinds of gestures. But I'll try to be a little clear. First of all, let's set the stage. We've got to see what's available for us energy wise in Virgo, right? Virgo is a mutable sign. It's an earth sign. Now, what do we mean by mutable signs?
Thank
It's
you.
a period of transition. It's typically a period where we're supposed to be kind of sliding into another mode. We're sliding into outside of the nice, warm, fun loving summertime and into something a little more serious. We're into an earth uh, mode where we can begin construction. We can begin looking to build things and make decisions, long-term decisions. However, the mutable signs are all about slip sliding energy. It's like building on quicksand. And we're going to feel this in this month, which starts out very strongly, actually, it starts out kind of painfully in that the sun is immediately square to Mars. We're kind of getting involved. You go back to work on Monday and feel like you've got a chip on your shoulder, just things aren't comfortable. And you have to get in the mode of, yes, okay, getting along with people again. And maybe they're not doing all the things we want them to do, but we have to sort of put up with that these first initial days. I'm talking about the 23rd, the 24th of August,
Right.
because it starts out strong and there's a new moon building up in there on the 27th. This is already a very nice new moon, actually, especially as far as uh, constructing building plans. This is an excellent architectural day, or people who are designing the patio finally, and it's time to really get things on a paper and get them started. But, and there's always a but in here. The whole month is kind of a but month, if you want to, if you want to know. But we have to check. The moon is immediately going to be going opposite Jupiter. So anything that requires authorization, anything that requires legalization, any papers to be signing, any court decisions that are outstanding are going to just bite the dust, especially through the 29th and the 30th. So there's this incredible time to want to get things going, get things started, but where we come up against various legal walls, technical walls, reasons that we can't get things off the ground essentially the way we want to.
Right.
So that's the important thing. And then my friend, my good friend, Venus is acting up. Now,
Oh,
I like Venus, but I mean, this is one of my favorite planets, and she is a real decider. She knows what she wants, but she's got problems this month, and she's got problems. She's involved in a very awkward alignment with Pluto and with Neptune that are creating terrible problems about negotiation, about choosing things, about wanting things, about being clear about with other people. about what she wants. This is going on from the 26th of August clear up until the 5th of September.
Wow.
Now, part of her problem, this Venus is spending the month in Leo, and Venus in Leo is very proud. She's very haughty, and she expects everyone to just sort of fall in line and guess what she wants to have happen. Well, this doesn't happen, and she's having terrible uh, difficulties explaining, and it's necessary to slow down and explain what she needs, what she wants, what we need, what we want to people who are in position otherwise to perform for us.
Sounds like she's
So,
being a bit of a diva.
yeah, well, yes, this is exactly it. And at the same time, not sure in herself what she does want. So
Sure.
this creates a lot of havoc
A
for anyone who's
PMSing
having to.
diva.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just very difficult. And as I say, this is involving 10 days here in the middle, in the first part of Virgo. The whole first decant is under this. Then that's almost the good news because already on the 6th, she's coming square to Mars. Venus Mars is extremely complicated as far as well, sexual and romantic relationships. Uh, Buying and selling, choosing and executing. We've seen this. Mars is just waiting around for orders, and this Venus is going, I don't know, but just do it. She's not being at all clear and not helping at all. Also, from the 24th of August to the 3rd of September, this same Venus is involved in the square existing already between Saturn and Uranus. So she's getting involved in the existing wars that are going on already, and making havoc essentially in any negotiating terms that are supposed to be going on. This is not happening this first half of September. So, so this is why I say, yes, just everybody, please be patient, please be clear as possible about what we're trying to accomplish. And I'm more or less convinced that with a few exceptions, this is not going to be extremely easy for any of us until maybe the 12th of September.
Hmm.
Now, in the middle of this, there are a few good times. The already the 10th and the 11th of September, and also the 20th toward the end of this month, uh, look like good negotiating days. These are periods when the air clears a bit and we can be a little more sure of our positions, our bargaining positions, our discussion positions. And this makes a little more sense in the many arguments that are out there that have to be cleared up
Hmm.
as a result of this yod. I hope we've talked about this aspect that Venus is making. It's called a yod. It's an isosceles triangle. Yeah,
YOD?
YOD. It's a 150 degree aspects on one end and a 60-degree aspect on the other. It's a long pointy triangle like this.
Okay, okay.
And it's special because it creates an attitude of insatisfaction, of uh, of not knowing where to go. Typically, it's a time to just chill out and not choose anything. But we feel as though we're being balloted around like a ping pong ball,
Sure.
and it just creates a lot of insatisfaction is the word, a lot of frustration. People who are Venus in Leo is not particularly patient, so she can live this period of incomprehension very badly,
Mm.
which is again kind of setting the screen. I was talking about our friend Mercury, who's coming into retrograde on the 10th of September, and just to add to the confusion in general. And it's got and clear until the 2nd of October. We'll be talking about this again as we get into Libra. But this period of Mercury retrograde is going to be very important as to putting off signatures of contracts, putting off final decisions, court decisions, and so on. Again, as usual, it's a time to verify all of your communications by mail, by email, by computer, by putting packages in the post. Anything you're doing, do it 3 times and be sure that it's gone through, that things are happening as they should be happening. This is always the case with the Mercury retrograde, okay?
Yeah. So we do have a big retrograde coming up.
Yeah, yeah, and it's going to be important because it's happening in Virgo, and Mercury is in Virgo as well. Mercury is the ruling planet of Virgo. So Virgos who are notably very organized and very sure
Right.
of what they're doing and getting things right the first time. This is not necessarily the case this month, this year.
Okay, yes, yes.
So
Virgos typically are very anal, very organized.
yes, this is true, but all you Virgos out there, be really careful about what you want and how you're going to get it, how you're going to order it up, because there's room for mistakes. There's room for mistakes.
Uh,
There's room for slowdowns. We're going to see delays in travel, for instance, delays in shipping products around. I think all over the world, the industries are slowed down because vital first products are just not available. And we're
right.
certainly going to see that this month all over.
Oh boy.
So that's the really good news. So we've got a lot of really fantastic plans going on for this end of August, but that are coming into a lot of fire, coming under a lot of fire, and not getting done, not proving to be easy to carry through.
Oh,
Yeah, until, as I said, until the 10th of September, anyhow.
yeah. Kind of hurry up and wait.
It is, it is. It feels like that kind of all over. And the again, we've got a sort of a scrappy, another nice day, I must say, as far as organization goes, is on the from the 15th to the 23rd of August. We're ending up this period right now. Use these days before the 22nd, before the 23rd. Venus is making a very nice aspect to Jupiter at the end of this period of Leo. So if you can use these last few days, use them to get those things in the mail, get those orders made, get things get things started again. Because afterwards it's going to be extremely difficult.
Right, right, right. That is good advice.
I would just say, I'm looking again at the Venus that's entering into the scrap that's been happening all these months between Jupiter and Uranus. This is creating a time that's just extremely difficult for the various negotiations happening throughout. I see no let up in the war in Ukraine. All the heavy planets, as I wanted to point out, all the heavy planets, the slow planets, are retrograde at this period. So everything we're doing is just trying to catch up, just trying to. That's why Crimea has become again important. That's why Lula is showing up again in Brazil. That's why people are going back and digging up old arguments, old habits with these planets retrograde. Okay, this too shall pass. But meanwhile, this just creates a time when negotiations, trying to get anything organized again and looking forward is just extremely difficult.
And so the time, okay, we're recording this August 19th,
Right,
2022, right?
right.
So right now, the end of August, mid to end of August, what do we have in retrograde?
Well, everybody, all the heavy planets, as they said, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn is retrograde still. So, and they're just going to be there until the fall, until well into Libra. So we're still dealing with this. As soon as these heavy planets are opposite, they're all grouped there in the winter sky, and as long as they're opposite the sun, why this retrogradation goes on, which just creates slowdowns as far as any new breakthroughs, any new developments are extremely difficult with these with the retrograde planets.
Sure, sure. You know, I just, I'm chagrined that we're still dealing with this war in Ukraine. It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
yeah.
just going on and on and on. Should have been over long ago. And of course, being an American, you're an American expat, of course. I'm always looking at American politics and the midterms and the time leading up to midterms. So probably not a great time for campaigning right now.
It's really difficult. We're going to see. I think, well, we've already seen on the Republican side, old candidates, anyone with a new idea is just being shunted away. Yeah,
Mhm.
old candidates, old time candidates are going to come to the fore again. I
Right,
think the
Sarah
same is true.
Palin. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. This I think the same is true with on the Democratic side as well. We're going to see some old names coming to the fore and defending, what used to be and defending what is happening now to the best of their abilities. So it's going to be that kind of a campaign. But as far as creating new ideas, as far as getting things on some kind of even keel, again, we've not got a sky for negotiation. We've not got a
right.
sky for sitting down and discussing things. So, yeah, we're just going to see a lot of the same old, same old.
Yeah, yeah, that is too bad. Oh my goodness. So yeah, very interesting month ahead.
Mm.
Retrogrades, retrograde slowdowns, and yes, all this stuff. I think it's helpful to have an idea of what's coming up so that, oh wow, we've got something I'm planning coming up. This might be a good time to push ahead. This might be a good time to sit back and wait.
Well,
And explains like people applying for jobs, why they're not hearing back, or why there's, like lost my paperwork again,
sure,
right?
sure, and it's just that kind of a deal for us. Um, I always say, in looking at these various energies or lacks of energies that are in our face, it's always useful to have your natal chart and a yearly chart, if possible, under your nose so you can see where to adapt these energies into what's going on in your particular life. This is useful for all of us. Otherwise, it's off in the stratosphere. But when you can bring it home, working on and with your natal chart, well, this is useful. Come in and see what's going on for you. I want to tell everyone out there to get involved and see where we are in the movements, see where we are in the movements and how we can use them
Yeah, absolutely.
to the
Right.
best. Yeah,
When we're talking about having your Venus in such and such a house, it's helpful to know that.
for sure, for sure. And how these energies are going to have an impact, have a particular impact in your life. We all know that we're going to, have trouble and negotiating
Mhm.
and getting good deals. But where is it happening in my life? This is what's interesting to each one of us.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this has been really informative. I always enjoy these Planet Watch chats. I think they're, and just looking at the landscape of what's going on around the world and see how this fits in.
Sure, and I think it's interesting each time to say that we're all in this together, and that this is going to give us a little more empathy, a little more tolerance to what each one is going through. We can come up against a
Yeah,
person who's, not acting right today and saying, well, maybe I'm not acting right either. And, and maybe we can find some sort of middle ground here. And so that we can at least, get through the day without
yeah.
killing each other or whatever.
Right, right, right. And then just knowing that, wow, why am I feeling so tense lately? Why am I feeling so down? Why am I feeling so heavy
Mm.
right now? Well, there's some pretty big planets in
There's
retrograde.
some really good reasons for all those things. And this will help us um, temporize a bit, huh? We can say, well, okay, this too shall pass. That's the beauty of astrology. I think that all of these cyclic cycles are indeed cyclic, and we're going
Right.
to get through them. And so it's up to us to, do the best we can each day with what's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And cut
Mm.
slack where we need to cut slack.
Exactly. That's
Right?
the name of the game, I think. Keep
Awesome.
cool, cut slack, let the other guy live and let live. This is
Yeah.
the final message, isn't it? We're
Right?
all in this together. Live and let live.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, we will see you again in Libra.
We shall indeed.